Hello and welcome to Agribusiness Matters. Today on Agribusiness Matters, I'm having a chat with a lovely lady, Dr. Victoria Madedor. Dr. Victoria Madedor holds a PhD candidacy in International Agribusiness. She has an MSc in International Agribusiness and Trade, an MBA in International Agribusiness, and MBA in Finance and Banking with extensive experience in the industry. There's no better way to start our very first edition than to be sitting with Dr. Victoria and having this chat on a number of things, a number of matters arising. I'm so looking forward to this chat and can't wait to have her on. Let me take a moment to see if she's already here to join in. Okay, I'm still waiting for her to join in. While I wait for her to join in, I have been reading various headlines on matters arising in our Nigerian economy, particularly as it concerns agribusiness, as it concerns food security, and everything along those lines. So what happens is, because I read a lot of those articles, Google keeps pushing them to me in my feed, and it's great to be able to catch up on all that's happening in this area. A number of things that I have caught up on this week. One of them is a headline that Lagos is partnering with Niger State. So the governors of Lagos State and Niger State, and Niger State has 85%. Niger State is one of the largest states in Nigeria, and it has, that report states that Niger State has about 85% of its land as arable land. In other words, it can plant on 85% of its land. And in our estimates and from what people are saying, Niger State can feed Nigeria. And so apparently the governors of Niger State and Lagos State have gotten into a partnership where Niger State would plant, and then Lagos State will buy. So it's like producers meeting the market. So Lagos State, with its population, has the market, and Niger State has the ability to produce even for the whole of Nigeria. And so they've gone into this partnership. When I saw the headline, I was excited. I'm so excited. So I'm looking forward to what happens over the next few months. I'm hoping that the anticipation is founded. I'm hoping that this would translate into productivity, and that indeed over the next few months we'll see Niger State produce more and more food, and we'll see that partnership between Niger State and Lagos. I live in Lagos, and I understand how we are feeling it here in Lagos State. My Lagos State brothers and sisters, how far? How markets? Hey, because it's not easy. It is not easy. Our inflation rate is higher in Lagos State. In Lagos State, we are not planting much. So we will feel it the most. It is not like in other states where they have almost every compound, a lot of compounds, they have things they are planting. There are so many farms around. Every single thing, every single thing, we have to go and buy in the market. Even if I need 3-cent leaves like this, if I need 3-cent leaves, 3-cent leaves for pepper soup, I will go to market. Hey, Lagos State residents, high market. How far? Okay. I think that Dr. Victoria is here. So I'm just gonna see. Let me just go there and view. Oh, continue this conversation. Dr. Victoria is here, so we will continue this conversation later on another note. Dr. Victoria.
Good evening, ma'am.
You're welcome. Can't see you. I was hoping to see your pretty calm face.
Hey, I'm stressed out. I'm having a stressful weekend.
Pele.
Eh,
It's
Shiva.
not easy. Pele, pele, pele.
Shiva.
Lovely to have you on here. You
Thank
are
you.
so welcome to Agribusiness Matters. I'm so excited because I was saying that there's no better person to be bringing on this my very first episode than you. Eh? But I also know that I don't want to keep you because I'm sure you've had a long day, and so I think that we can just get into the business of the day. So yes, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so icebreaker question. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food. Hmm.
Yeah.
That favorite food. I have okay. My favorite food is banga soup.
Okay, with what protein?
With,
I mean, what carb? What side?
with starch.
Yes, from banga.
Mm.
What protein? Okay, I think that she's dropped off, so I'm hoping that we can get her back soon. You know how it is here now. You know how it is with our networks and things. So this is anticipated. I hope my own holds up. So I'm hoping that she comes back soon. She comes back soon because I need to know. I need to know the protein that she enjoys with her. I need to know the protein that she enjoys with her banga starch. Is it stockfish? Is it goat meat? Is it bush meat? Waiting to hear her preference. Banga and starch. I schooled in Benin, in uni in Benin, and so it was when I was in Benin that I had starch and banga for the very first time. For the very first time. I, I like my banga with pounded yam, you know now. As a Delta Igbo get ofe ofe akuni na niji. No, ofe akuni na niji. Hey, ah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm hoping that Dr. Victoria is able to join. Waiting, because we need to get on with this. We need to get on with this. I'm excited. I have so many. Well, I don't want to keep her. I promise that I won't keep her so long. So, but I have some burning questions in my heart. And I hope that these questions that I have in my heart reflect some of the questions that are burning in your heart. Nigeria is happening to all of us. Nigeria is happening to all of us. What can we do about it? Because can't sit, we can't sit and allow, you can't stand and allow or sit and allow this thing. What they say, how do they put it? They're to come and jam you now. You have to action. Can we do? Eh? Cannot allow the government to do everything for us too. You know? So it's important. I have some burning questions in my heart, and I just want to have this conversation with Dr. Victoria and even with a few other people in the space, to just even understand better. So many questions. Yes, we
Yes,
have
Mama.
Victoria back. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
So,
so we were talking about your favorite food, and I'm curious to know starch and banga with what protein?
fish.
Fish. Any specific
Yes.
type?
No, as long as it's fish. Don't have any
Fresh
different.
fish.
Yeah, banga soup and fresh. Whether it's fresh or whether it's dry, let it be banga soup. And let's have
Mm-hmm.
fish. No periwinkle, shrimps, those kind of
Mm-hmm.
things. Every day there be decoration inside.
Abi,
Yeah.
with all the fixings. All the fixings
Yes.
need to be present.
Yeah. Life is
Okay.
not that.
Abi,
Me, I'm a foodie. I like food.
yes. Oh my God. Lovely, lovely to know. Okay. I don't want to keep you too long because I know you've had a long day. So let's just dive into the burning questions that I have. So, we're talking about food and everything. And at the foundation of the food we eat lies agriculture and agribusiness. With the great work that you do in the area of entrepreneurship, innovation, as well as your support for SMEs, how are small businesses in the space navigating the current climate in the country? Because hmm,
Hmm.
hmm,
That's a tough question. How small businesses navigating? You see, business in itself is a mindset.
mhm,
The people who survive are those who have a mindset of survival. It's either we go all out
mhm,
or we go all out. There's no option. We don't have anywhere else to go. So some of these micro businesses, they they are finding ways, right? Innovative ways in trade and in raw material alternatives.
okay.
So for some of the poultry farmers that notice that the feed cost of feeds have tremendously increased and it's
Please.
called for them. So instead of them closing shop, they've come together to say, you know what, let's export our eggs. We're within this corridor. Since our naira has weakened, exporting to neighboring countries will give us a better currency that we can use to stabilize our earnings. So at worst, we're breaking even if we're not making profits. So for some of the businesses that I am working with and speaking with, that's the mindset that they have. We have to survive. We don't
Right.
have a choice because this is our life, right? And
Mhm.
this is our livelihood.
Yeah.
So we close shops. We're not closing shop for just us. We have employees. And then what happens to them and their families?
Yes.
So for the sake of their family, we have to find a way around
Wait.
it.
Mm-hmm.
And for those that are into crop production, in discussing with them, some of them are beginning to use, old methods, for herbicide and pesticide application. So I heard someone talking about getting the droppings of goats and putting
Mm.
them overnight so that they can get the active ingredients in the poop of the droppings of the goats and
Mm-hmm.
sprinkle it on their vegetables, because buying pesticide is extremely expensive. So
Wow.
that used to be the practice of the
Oh.
older generation,
Mm.
right? And then they say, oh, we've gone organic, and then put a premium on it.
Yes, I
So
see.
you just have to find a way
A
to
way.
survive and begin to innovate, begin to look inwards. For me,
Mm-hmm.
it's an opportunity for us to say that we can do it, but we need to look inside of us and use what we have to be better entrepreneurs
Yeah.
and better businessmen to
Yeah.
have food security.
Mm. Very insightful. Um, I like the idea of the organic. So the organic side of it. So out of a seemingly difficult situation, we remember to go back to the ways of old. But at the end of the day, it's also healthier for us, right? But
Yes.
one question that I have in the egg area, because me, I'm an egg consumer, my kids, the whole house. And this shows up a question because I understand as a business person that the poultry businesses, the small businesses, they need to survive, right? And so they are looking to export in order to be able to break even. But again, there's that challenge of the where we are at in terms of even prices for us consumers, right? Eggs have gone up. My mom used to have a poultry farm somewhat 20 years ago, and we were just joking about it a few days ago, actually. And she was like, that she remembers when crate of egg was 500 naira. And that one was even like jumbo. It was the small ones that were like 350, and all of that. Those ones were those jumbo eggs that would have like two yolks in them. And we were just joking about it because right now we go to the market and we have to buy it at 4,000. It's really a challenging and difficult time. So, but I think that is a conversation that I will have with you behind the camera because I'm just trying to understand. So while I know that, yes, but also it almost seems, or maybe there's a supply issue because it almost seems, even with the expensive price, we can't seem to get it like that. Like it almost seems like it's not readily available. At the same time, the prices are climbing. As a matter of fact, these ones that they pack in the crates,
Yes.
I think I was in a hurry maybe some 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I needed to pick something up from the store. Usually, I'll just go and buy. We have so many of those crates at home now, so I'll just go and buy the regular ones in the regular crates. So my mom would help get those ones, and then we'll just put them in the crates that we already have. But I was in a hurry, and I bought one of these ones in the crates, and it was 5,000 naira for these ones in the crates. So I'm also just wondering, yes, with the exports in my head, I'm just trying to figure out if it's actually more affordable or you get more value for the eggs if it is exported versus if it is sold here, say, because it almost seems like I'm buying premium eggs, right? Because I'm having to buy it at 5,000, even though it comes with a crate, So I'm just trying to figure out, it almost seems like, do we really have enough? But yet, small businesses need to survive and they must find a way. Of course, they must find a way, for themselves and for their families. But I'm just wondering how we find a balance between that and availability, because we're particularly struggling with this whole food security matter right here now in Nigeria. But I will engage you at the back end on this matter.
No
Okay.
problem.
So now there is that phrase going around with everyone saying Nigeria is happening to all of us. Are there any positive stories about small agribusinesses that could help encourage us to stay the course? Because as a small business owner myself, you know it, and also engaging other small business owners, both in the agribusiness space and outside of the agribusiness space, it is a very difficult time and all of that. But have you heard, because you are more in that space, you connect with a lot of small businesses in the work that you do. And so I'm just wondering, are there any positive stories that could just encourage us? That, okay, this person did that. So there's some silver lining.
Ha. Silver lining. Hmm. The economy is so tough right now that
Mhm.
small business are not really seeing silver lining. I cannot lie to you.
Mhm.
All the small businesses that I've been talking with are really struggling out in the food space, right?
Yeah.
However, some of them in the non-food space in agriculture are happier because
Mm.
their products are commanding more value. You see, in the food space, the consumers are always looking for subsidized products. We're
Yeah.
used to subsidized products.
Mhm.
So once we begin to see price increase, there's a struggle between the moral standing of the entrepreneur versus the profitability and survival of the business,
Yes. Yes.
right? So,
Yes.
but for the non-food agriculture, nobody looks at all of that.
Yes.
Nobody is looking at whether somebody ate or nobody ate or people are starving. They're only
Exactly.
looking at the availability of that product.
Product.
So some
Mhm.
of these food-based entrepreneurs that I speak with, they're beginning to find a way to balance both the food and the non-food agriculture so they can be in both space. And then it's almost like the non-food side is compensating for the food
Indeed. I
for the
see.
food side. So some of them are beginning to do briquettes, getting waste through
Mhm.
briquettes so that they can export, so that they can sell during the Ramadan period. For the Muslims that are doing a lot of incense burning,
Mm, I
so
see.
projecting something healthier. And most of the Muslim reach are more interested in briquettes or that are not affecting the environment in a way. So
Mhm.
so
Yes.
you see them
Sustainable.
packaging it as clean
Mhm.
energy,
Yeah.
non-invasive products because they are not destroying the environment, they are protecting the environment, converting their own waste, into something useful.
Yes.
So people are coming up with the idea of creating disposable cutleries, right?
Mm,
From their food waste, you know, for export grade products. So people are beginning to look outside the context of food
food.
only, right?
Yes.
So for survival, they're beginning to do a mix and match, a yin and yang kind of thing. That
Mhm.
let me do a little of this. And yes, I'm not entirely shifting my product line. However, I'm diversifying, so that there's
Yeah.
kind of a balance between my
Food products and
food
yeah.
products, and so that my moral compass is not under judgment by the society. So,
Mm.
and then they can also sleep well at night, knowing that their relatives who are buying food from someone else who's producing can afford it to certain level.
Yes. Hmm. Interesting. So, as agribusiness, for those small businesses in the agribusiness space, from what you're saying, it is about diversifying and then looking at what one can do with like waste and all of those things that ordinarily would have just gone to waste, and then it's also good for the environment. It then it is sustainable for us to utilize our waste in those kind of ways. But I also like to know, so the people who are the agribusinesses that are a little comfortable, does that include the people in the input space? Because you talk about the non-food side. Does that include those in the input space?
Okay, so those in the impute space are not even comfortable at the moment. I
Mhm.
think in reality, if you want to look at the business models, they are the worst hit,
Yes.
because most of the smallholder farmers, rural farmers, are looking for alternative to what they provide, right?
Mm.
So some inputs that they provide include herbicides, pesticides, fertilizers, and all of that. And the smallholder farmers, they rather have lower yield, right,
Yeah.
than pay premium for
For
those
those, yes.
inputs, right? So
Mm.
an input provider that would normally sell, say, 20 tons of these various chemicals, right, agrochemicals, maybe selling 5 tons now, because the purchasing power of the
Power.
rural farmers and the smallholder farmers have been significantly depleted
Yes,
by the
yes,
economy. So
yes.
those are some of the challenges. However, there are solutions in sight, because um, so, for example, in Kano, for the rice farmers that are within that region, there's a service provider that is giving a subsidized service for them to apply some of these inputs, right? Using
Mm.
his drone service for almost free, as a way of giving back to the society, so we can have some level of food security, and then to also encourage the smallholder farmers and rural farmers to go back to the field.
Yeah.
So if we
Hmm.
have more of those kind of interventions, where
Yes.
they don't see it as free, right? They don't see it as free, because when it is free, they don't appreciate it. But then they see it as subsidized. So a lot of people
Yes.
are rushing. Oh, I can get it less. I can get it better for a better bargain from this
Mm.
organization. So they're
Mm.
willing to go back and say, okay, there's hope, the silver lining for them, from the inputs side. But it is what it is. We will definitely pull through. This crisis is making us
Yes.
look more inward.
Keywords.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, we're looking more inward. We're eating more locally produced rice. We are
Yes.
not too selective about whether it is broken, whether it is brown, whether it is translucent. We're interested in, can it fill my stomach first? Let's start from there.
Yes.
Then before we
Yes.
begin to look at whether it is brown, black, or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is. And then new recipes are coming on board from local products, right?
Mm.
By chefs, by mothers, by
Yeah.
by people, right? So people are beginning to eat cocoyam. Cocoyam wasn't something that was priority.
Yes.
You know, so cocoyam is beginning to be priority. Breadfruit is an expensive delicacy. It's a delicacy for the rich in the
Mm.
in the in the east, right? However,
Yes.
people are beginning to say, is
That
it
is
really an
ukwa, right?
expensive? Yes, ukwa. Yes, is it
Yes.
really expensive, or a is just an ideology that is only the rich that can make it properly? So people
Mm.
are beginning to look at buying these super healthy foods
Food.
that are local to us, and then
Yeah.
shunning the sugar laced meals that are
Yeah.
also not healthy for us. So looking
Yeah.
inward is what this crisis has also brought out for us, from my
Yeah.
perspective.
Yes. And our prayer is that we'll come out of it quickly and that we'll see the positives for this very difficult time. Um, okay. So moving on, it is clear that as a nation, we need to increase production. What can we all do in our businesses and even in our homes to support this battle of achieving food security in our nation?
Food security. So the first thing we need to do is, you have to be food sufficient for you to be food secured.
No. Absolutely.
So for me, the priority is food sufficiency, not food security.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we continue to depend on other countries to give us technology, to give us seeds, to give us everything that we need to grow our food, we can never be food secured.
So, yeah.
So for us to be food sufficient, we need to produce some of these things. We need to have our own seed bank. We need to have our own seed replication centers. We need to have patents for our seeds, um, even for our microbes that are local to us. We need to have patents for those. We need to begin to develop things that are local to us. And the beautiful part about this country is that we have everything,
Yes.
but we've been so um um plagued with handouts that we have refused to look inward to see
Mm.
what exactly, and explore what we have to be who we need to be in terms of sufficiency and security in food.
Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Yes. So food sufficiency is so key. Um, and so for me, I think that so in my head, even I'm in the food business, agribusiness, food service space, but in my head, I just keep saying, what can I even do in my small space, right? What can I even do because when we're growing up, I remember that if we wanted to make pepper soup, I did not know that scent leaf could be bought in the market
Honestly, you just
because
come out and take the thing, sand leaf and tea leaf,
tea leaf, yes,
lemongrass. You just go
yes,
and
and
pluck the.
yes, lemongrass was all over the place. Scent leaf was all over the place. Even bitter leaf. If we wanted to make bitter leaf, we just go pluck it, wash it to make bitter leaf soup. No, it's not like
Honestly,
that. Even me, I want to make pepper soup. I'm going to market to look for scent leaf
scent
to
leaf,
make
and
pepper
and
soup.
and the funny part is, you don't get the same aroma that you
Yes,
used to get. So So I think the species have also been diluted, maybe so
Mhm.
that we can have better productivity and all of that. But I think we've lost our native uh, um, variety for recently.
Yeah.
I think so.
Hmm. I think that we all need to do more in our spaces. So me now, I'm even thinking, okay, I need to, okay, even if it's scent leaf, if you need to plant some basil, I mean, come on, plant some scent leaf at the back of the compound.
Honestly.
Oh, okay. So my last question, because I promised that I will not keep you long because you were looking very tired. It is a really difficult time for everyone. We've heard of large businesses leaving the country or shutting down. Small businesses are even more hard hit. And a lot of small businesses have and continue to shut down quietly. Those ones that we don't hear about are so much more than the ones we hear about. As a small business owner myself, it's been extremely difficult, and sometimes I just want to throw in the towel. What advice can you give to small businesses at this very difficult time?
So I would say that as a small business, ask for help. There's a lot of people willing to help, but you need to first reach out to say, I need help. Please help me. And people will help you with markets, people will help you with vendors that you can buy a better pricing from. People will help you with access to funding. People will help you with so many things, but you need to first ask to say, I am drowning and my hands are up. Can you lift me up? We can't do it all by ourselves.
Mm.
The businesses that are surviving, if you look at it, you would see that they have a lot of structure when it comes to collaboration.
Mm.
They collaborate with each other. They're always looking for people who will come into the business to make the business better. As a small business, it's better for you to own 1% of a functional business than own 100% of a dead business. Reach out,
True. Mm.
seek for help, and help is always around the corner. It's okay to be laughed at, it's okay to be mocked, but what is not okay is to die.
Yes. Hmm. Ask for help. What is not okay is to die. I think on this note, I think that this is a great way and a very, very reflective note to end this conversation. So, as small businesses, both in the agribusiness space and outside of the agribusiness space, we need to learn to ask for help. I think that a lot of us small businesses just think that we can do it on our own. And I think that what you've said is very true. Ask for help, it's okay to ask for help, but it's not okay to die. Dr. Victoria, thank you so much. Thank you for making our time. Thank you for the insightful chat. Thank you for the words of advice. It is truly, truly, truly appreciated. And I'm going to commit you because you are not done with me yet. Oh. In another few weeks, so you come back again with questions because it's also a learning, it's a learning platform for me. I want to learn more. I want to get more knowledge. I want to remain in the space. I want to just know because knowledge is power, right?
Yeah.
And you have a lot of experience with collaborating with people. You have a lot of experience in this space, and so I want to get as much as I can get from you.
I also want to learn so much from your managerial skills and management abilities. So
Thank
it's a learning from for both of us.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Aaron. Thank you.
Thank you. And have a lovely evening. And I hope you get to rest. Hope so. I hope so.
I hope so too. I will try my best. I will.
Okay. Have a lovely evening. Thank you
You
so
too.
much.
Bye for now.
Bye. Yes. And so that is it with our conversation and chat with Dr. Victoria. And I think that it's been a very, very insightful one. And what she said at the end is so true. Guilty as charged. I'm personally one person that does not know how to ask for help. I struggle with asking. And so I think she was actually talking to me and she was talking to a lot of us. So, what can we learn from that? Ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to be laughed at, you know, but the more you keep asking, help will come, right? Um, a closed mouth does not get fed. So, we need to learn to ask for help. What is not okay is to die. I think on that note, we can end this episode of Agribusiness Matters. Stay tuned for our next episode where I will get another professional in the agribusiness space to pick up the conversation from where we left off. There was something that Dr. Victoria talked about. She talked about improved seeds. When I talked about the scent leaf situation, she talked about the how we've lost a lot of our like the flavor of how and it's so true. The scent of how I remember the scent leaf when I was growing up, the fragrance. It almost seems like it's been watered down in the ones that we currently get from the market. And once she said it, I just realized that it is actually so true because the scent leaf that we used to grow at the backyard in our house, the scent of it would sift through into the bedroom that was next to it, you know. So what she said is so true. And so we need to do more. We need to improve our food sufficiency. And she just hit that. Food sufficiency is so key. We need to be sufficient. How can we be sufficient? How can we be food sufficient? What do we need to do individually and as businesses in our homes, in our businesses, in our organizations? How do we all collectively work towards food sufficiency in Nigeria? Food for thought. And so I'm going to have to find somebody to help me answer or to at least give me clarity or give us, all of us, clarity in that area. How can we collectively work towards food sufficiency in our nation? Until the next episode, thank you for staying tuned. I hope that you enjoyed this. And if you have any questions or anything you'd like to know about agribusiness, about farming, about agriculture, just drop it in the comment section and I would find somebody, a professional in the agribusiness space who can speak to that. Until next time, thank you so much for staying tuned. Bye.